and it'll show your default address. Even if you type in your alias right there and try and send it, it'll bounce back saying you don't have permission to send as that recipient or as that sender. So it's got to be a different account. It would be nice if they had that feature to be able to send as any alias that's assigned to you, because it's the same account. I don't know why they can't do it, but you can't. Maybe Apple Mail servers do, but Exchange cannot send it. So the answer is you need a separate account, not an alias, separate account, separate mailbox, then create a profile for that account, and then, or send as, set up. You still need 2 mailboxes now. So, but if you have Dan and Dan S separate accounts, you could set up Dan and send as Dan S. But remember, there's still 2 accounts, not aliases for the same account. All
right, Dan. I hope that information helped you out, and please write back to us and let us know if that was the case. So, Matt, before we close out the show, we were talking about, or you were talking about, finding documentation for a certain situation that you're trying to resolve, or not resolve, prove. Maybe you can ask the community to see if they can find.
Yeah, maybe so. Okay, so I know it can't be done, but I have clients asking me, hey, I want to be able to sync notes from or to my iPhone. So in Outlook, you have mail, contacts, calendars, and you also have task and notes. Notes, they want to sync notes to their iPad, iPhone natively, not any third-party apps, because there are some third-party apps out there, but they want to do it natively. And I've told them you cannot natively sync notes to an iPhone or iPad, or anywhere, actually. This is a limitation of Exchange server. It's not a limitation of the client device. It's a limitation of the Exchange server itself. Now, I cannot find clear documentation that says this will not work. Everything I've found just omits it, basically. They'll say things like, yes, you can sync contacts, calendar, and mail using Active Sync, but it doesn't say notes will not sync, which is frustrating because clients are reading something or hearing something that they think I'm wrong. And just as a quick, for instance, this was brought up because the client just now, or before the show started, emailed me again and said, this is frustrating. I've spent hours on the phone with Apple tech support, and they're telling me that it's a problem with Exchange server. And I sent him a screenshot of the iPhone, when you set up an iPhone account, or
yeah.
It says, what do you want to sync? Mail on, contacts on, calendars on. There's no notes.
Right. There's never an option for notes.
There's never an option for notes. And I sent that screenshot, and I said, it is not possible. Now, I'm trying to find an article from Microsoft, and I've posted this to my partner forums that I have access to as a Microsoft partner. I'm waiting to see back what they say. But he replied back to me and said he got up to level 3 tech with Apple technicians. And they said, they showed me the same window you sent me, and they said I should be seeing notes as an option. I can tell you, notes is not an option. It's not an option. So anyway.
All right. So if you're out there and you just heard the predicament Matt's in trying to find it, some clients just like to have, something they can print out and say, okay, I guess it can be done. So.
Right. Now, I asked him, I said, okay, the technician that you talked to, can they provide some documentation that shows that you should be seeing notes? I mean, where's the document? I want to knock out. This is good for any time. When I'm talking to a Microsoft tech and they tell me it should do this, you know what I asked them?
Show me.
Point me to some documentation that says that.
Mm-hmm.
And when they can't produce it, I say, well, then how can I verify that that's accurate? Because if that's how it is, there should be documentation about this.
I agree.
So I asked him for documentation. He said they couldn't provide any, but they're going to do some research and get back to him.
There you go.
So if you have documentation that clearly states notes and from a valid source, because I can type up something and say it won't work, something from Microsoft or an Exchange, Microsoft guy, a tech engineer, undisputable that it's from a Microsoft rep saying that it does not work, send that to me, Matt, M-A-T-T, at podnutz.com.
There you go, man. Cool. We'll go ahead and end off the show. I'm looking at the chat room. I'm not sure if there's a show after this or not. Steve didn't tell me, but anyways, Matt, do you have anything awesome to say to the people out there?
Anything awesome?
Awesome.
This is not awesome, but there's no show next week.
Wow, I'm doing like the worst intros today. This is horrible. Yes.
I couldn't follow it to awesome, but I want to make sure we said that.
Yeah, there's no show next week. Also,
and in 2 weeks, I'm going to talk about how, and I've got an article for this for people to follow along. Although the article is not very complete, I'm going to add to it how to raise these limits in Exchange 2010 and to make sure they're set correctly. That's what the main topic is in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Plus any emails people want to send us.
So keep the emails coming. So just to recap, there's no show April 11th. We'll have a show April 18th. There will not be a show April 25th, and you're saying why? Because I'll be in Orlando for some Cisco training for the whole entire week. So I'll be in classes. So other than that,
you want a Disney World?
Yes, I wish. But keep those emails coming. It's awesome. Again, thank you for partaking in the chat room and just being part of the show. Because without you guys, it'd be me and Matt just talking to each other. So
which is cool too.
Yeah, which is cool.
Of course, we might get way off topic. It's just us.
Yeah, way off topic. But all right. So with that, everyone have a good week and good 2 weeks, and we'll see you then.